Hi, this is Lada from Astrolada.com with your May 2017 horoscopes, and those horoscopes will be very special because they will cover not only May but the next year and a half. So you're getting a deep insight into the next year and a half, because I'm going to focus in the May videos on the change of signs of the North Node and South Node, or also I like to call them Rahu and Ketu. It's easier. They're changing signs from Leo into Aquarius from May 2017 till November 2018, which means our karma is changing, guys. The big lessons, Rahu and Ketu are the reasons we incarnate in this life. To learn lessons and to let go of things. To learn new things and to let go of old things. Ketu is letting go, Rahu is learning new things. So this is the North and South Node. And I'm going to teach you where you can progress throughout the next year and a half. Starting from May, because Rahu is where we can progress and get material results and use our willpower, and where you can get liberated and release old things. And if you follow this pattern, this is your recipe for success. So guys, I'm giving you a recipe for success for the next year and a half. And you can even go back to my October 2015 videos when I was talking about the previous change, when Rahu and Ketu for the past year and a half, they've been in the two signs, Virgo and Pisces, and you can check them out for your sign and see how correct this was. And then you can listen to the May ones that will cover up to November 2018. Such an important big deal, honestly. The consciousness shifts, the karma, the lesson shifts in a big way. And we're going to see how this impacts each sign. And don't forget, May is also another good month because Mercury is turning direct. Planets, Venus is already direct, so the complicated issues and intensity of April is starting to fade away. We'll pay attention to that as well. But just to remind you guys, May, from the middle of May, from the 14th, I'm starting a 6 months foundational astrology course, which is just $200. It's going to be 12 weeks. We're going to do that twice every month, basically. And it's going to be all about the 12 signs, all about Aries we're starting. You can either get the full course for 50% discount, $200, so you can get a few, videos, maybe a few courses all about Aries, all about Taurus, whichever sign you're interested about, which is just $29. But if you want to learn astrology from scratch, and if you want to know information that is not there, and I promise you again, I bring you for sources, esoteric, deep, ancient, modern. It's going to be my best course, basically. And if you want to really understand astrology in depth and start from the bottom, this is the course for you. So come and join me. While till May, it's still just half price, $200 for the whole course, or $29 for all about Aries. And yeah, thank you so much. Cancer, May 2017. And first I'll start with a little bit of what you can expect for the month in particular, and then we're going to go into the most important change of the nodes into different signs and how your karma and lessons will also change and transform. And for the most of the month, for the whole of the month, Venus, the planet of facilitation, of ease, of improvement, is going to be in your 10th house, Cancer. So this month in particular can be quite auspicious in regards to career. If you've had, and social status, if you've had some complications, or if you had some delays, or if you had some, how do I say, certain more difficult events connected to your career, connected to authority figures, connected to institutions, which is all the 10th house, connected to figures of power, and even parental figures sometimes is the 10th house. Anyone who has more authority than you, anyone who is your boss. So if you're your own boss, this is your own business, this is your career, these are the work projects, these are the worldly responsibilities that you have. Venus will help you resolve those. Venus will facilitate, will make things easier there. And if you want to have success and progress in regards to your career or worldly responsibilities and projects, you can do it through some female, with the help of a woman, for example, a powerful, strong woman, because Venus is in Aries, a strong sign. Or you can move forward in regards to your career through personal diplomacy. So if you want to have, maybe you want to approach a boss or present a new project, or maybe you want to move forward with some worldly duty and responsibilities, or some you know, a career opportunity, do it you can almost like attract that towards you, because Venus is magnetic energy. And it's advisable to be as diplomatic as possible and to be as charming as possible. And you will have this extra charisma there to make things work better. Also, if you happen to be a Cancer that is involved in any Venusian business or careers, you can have a very supportive month. What are Venusian careers? If you're in arts, if you're in beauty, if you work with women, if you're in music, if you are in luxury or wine industry, these are all ruled by Venus. Venus rules luxuries, pleasures, luxury goods, entertainment as well. If you're in the entertainment industry, in the beauty industry of any sort, now this month can be extremely auspicious for you guys to move ahead in some way, or to improve your social status and career, or to you know, to have ease and support somehow by the universe. Also, Mercury is turning direct after the first week of May. So any kind of business transactions, any kind of communication, informations are also starting to become easier. And it's also happening in your 10th house that Mercury is going direct. So even if something was complicated and needed extra research during April in regards to your career, in regards to your social status with authority figures, now if there were delayed communications or delayed planning, or that need to change certain plans in regards to your career, now they're going to start coming back to normal, especially from the second week of May onwards, because Mercury is also turning direct in your 10th house of career and social and worldly activities. For example, you can get a result from an interview for a job or something like that. Okay, or if you've been working on some project, you can start seeing the result of that project. But now let's move to the next 1.5 year prediction, because the nodes of the moon, which run our karma and which are the only reason we incarnate, is the nodes of the moon. These are the karmic nodes. They have such importance in astrology, and they change signs every 1.5 years. And from May till the end of 2018, they will move into your 2nd and 8th house, which are houses of material and financial resources, which means that there will be a huge shift in your consciousness towards changing and improving and letting go and acquiring new things in regards to possessions, your personal or other people's possessions. And I actually just passed, whether it's your ascendant in Cancer or moon or the sun, you're going to feel this. With the moon and the sun, maybe to a lesser degree, with the ascendant to a larger degree, but still you will feel it. And I've just passed through that transit over the past 1.5 years, being Leo moon. And I can give you like what happened in my case as an example. But let me explain first of all, wherever Rahu moves for 1.5 years, this is where we can acquire materially. This is where we can grow in tangible material ways, but by adopting new methods, by taking risks even, because Rahu is the north node of the moon is risk-taking planet. It's where we explore things we have not explored before, and we're willing to take risks. So the universe throws us in unfamiliar situations. And in your case, it's connected to your finances. So initially it might feel, maybe the first few months, for some of you might feel a bit more scary because it's a known territory. But you feel the ambition, because Rahu, the north node of the moon, is extremely ambitious planet. It's very passionate. So you start having passion towards making more money, towards acquiring extra income, towards creating more stability for your family or for yourself in a material, tangible way. And Rahu will make sure that you find new ways and new sources. And it will make sure that it breaks through the old patterns in regards to how you appreciate your self-worth, because the 2nd house is what's your opinion of yourself, how much do you value yourself. And Rahu makes a breakthrough, because Rahu is like this energy breakthrough, penetrating. And this breakthrough can happen through first some crisis, because Rahu is chaotic energy as well. So some crisis in regards to finances that makes you, or in regards to your self-worth, that makes some breakthrough in regards to how much you value yourself, your services, your talents overall, which can make you attract and go and scout and get involved and take risks in regards to finding new financial resources. And by the end of this period, you might have increased your finances in a big way. And as I said, I had this over the last 1.5 years, and it happened that my income increased 2 or 3 times over the normal, you know. But you have to consciously make efforts, because wherever Rahu is, you have to put efforts there. You have to, you know, you can't just sit and wait for things to happen. Opportunities will be presented, but this is where we learn new skills, where we develop new skills, and where we're more, you know, where we become explorers, so to say. And where we can gain materially, and the second house is a very material house, financial house. And initially we might feel a lot of fear, because Rahu is connected to fear of the unknown, because wherever Rahu transits, something very unknown, foreign, and different comes to you, to us, just like I was afraid of, you know, and I had to become independent financially on my own. I'll speak about that as well. But this is your own personal resources and how you handle them and how you manifest them and produce them. So, and it's about becoming self-sufficient. So the next 1.5 years, Cancers, circumstances will turn in such a way that you'll be required to rely more on your own resourcefulness and ingenuity rather than on other people's resources, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a business partner, whether it's a government support of some sort, because the 8th house is where Ketu is. 8th house is other people's resources. It's alimony we might get, it's like some government grant we might get, or it's the business, the money that comes from a business partner, from your marriage partner, some financial resource that comes to you from others. But Ketu is about letting go. Because wherever Ketu moves, this is what we have to release if we want to progress. And always Rahu is opposite Ketu. And the second house is our own personal resourcefulness. So you have to develop, and you will develop, the ability to take more risks and new sources that you personally get invested in and generate income on your own. But you might have to let go of certain securities and support that comes to you from others, or resources that comes to you from others. Like I've seen, for example, in someone that moves away to live from their parents, and their parents no longer support them, you know, and they have to let go of that, and they have to start making their own money. Or I've seen it another way: a woman divorces, and she can no longer rely on the support of the extra income of the partner, so she moves into finding her own financial independence. So don't look at it like battle, I'm going to lose money. There will be changes there. There will be changes. You can, you know, or someone, for example, loses a scholarship and they have to find other ways to supplement it. Or someone loses a business partner's income or some client's income, so they go and look for new ways to generate resources. You know, so don't look at it like something negative, because if you focus on Rahu consciously and make efforts, this is gonna, you know, and let go of Ketu. Let bygones be bygones. Ketu is the south node, is let go and let God. The more you try to control things of the Ketu house, the more out of control they become for you. Say, the more you're trying to hold on to some alimony from a spouse or partner, to get more from a spouse, or to, you know, or for example, to secure some resources from your business that you've been relying on, but maybe they're starting to dry out, or to maybe to approach the same clients you've always approached and to try to create, you know, money through them or resources through them, is not gonna work. You're just gonna feel things are slipping through your fingers, because this is what Ketu is about. But if you focus on your own creativity, on your own resourcefulness, and you have a lot of creative ideas, because in your second house, Rahu will be in Leo, which is a very creative, very intelligent sign. And which is very kind of authoritative sign as well. So your own inner, and it's very intuitive sign. It's almost like creatively you would get ideas how to generate new income. Focus on that, and this is how your finances will grow. And as I said, this is what happened to me. I also went through a separation, so I had to stop relying on a partner's income there. But my personal resources increased through different ways, you know, and it's very much about financial independence and, how do I say, becoming strong on your own feet and self-sufficient on your own feet. And you have to be also careful for when advice comes to you from others in regards to finances and material possessions. You have to, if you approach the next year and a half when it comes to other people's resources in a more detached way, but focus and develop, and the ambition will come here to develop your own resources. This is your strategy for success. And by the end of this process, by the end of 2018, you'll very likely have increased your income or financial stability, even if initially it started as more of a excitable, crisis-prone situation. Maybe you won't start feeling it immediately from May, but come back to this video over the next year and a half and listen to it, because definitely this is the direction that it's coming towards you. You can increase your wealth with your own resourcefulness rather than, and you might have to let go of certain support from others. And on another psychological level, you work consciously and on increasing your self-worth. While at the same time, the 8th house can also indicate where Ketu is, where we have to let go of things and where we become more apathetic, so to speak. Been there, done that. Is the house of is the house of transformation. And one good thing that can happen is that a psychological transformation is that we might give up the fight, because Ketu is about letting go. And we might give it the fight trying to change something in our life, something psychological. 8th house can rule addictions as well, things that have control over our life. Maybe someone who has control over our life, someone who psychologically has such power over us without us taking our power away. 8th house is things that can give things to us, but they can take our power away because it does not depend on us. So this is the house of our inner demons. And Ketu, on a positive level, transiting the 8th house can help liberate you, because Ketu is a liberating, releasing influence. That's why it's connected to loss as well. But on the psychological level, it can have a very liberating influence in regards to certain inner demons, fears that you have. Fears from death even. I've seen people, because 8th house rules death, when Ketu transits their 8th house, they're so afraid from the ultimate transformation like death, or big transformations in life like divorces, like 8th house rules all those calamitous, as we call, transformations in life, like crisis, divorces, death, rebirth, birth of new life as well. And Ketu allows us some kind of detachment and allow us some kind of a more witness rather than emotionally involved response to those things in life, so they lose their fearful grip on us. And this can be one good way you can release certain old fears, certain attachments and compulsions. 8th house is very compulsions from the past. First, they can intensify, and you might try to control them initially, the first few months or of this period, and then you realize that there's no point actually in resisting. And Ketu shifts your state of consciousness into relaxing and stop trying to control things. 8th house is a very controlling house, psychologically, where we try to control things, because this is where is the house of death, of the things we fear the most, of the things we fear losing control over, the things that have so much control over us that we're compulsive about. And Ketu dissolves that. Ketu allows us to let it go. And it's not going to be instantaneous over one night. It might take like the whole period of a year and a half. But by the end of this process, Cancers, you might feel liberated from certain compulsions, addictions, from certain things that have control, and fears, inner fears and demons that have been holding you stuck somehow in a situation not to change, but the change will come somehow almost subconsciously, because you release those fears. You become apathetic towards those fears almost. And also it makes you quite psychic, by the way. The 8th house is very psychic, and Ketu, the south node of the moon, is very porous. It weakens the aura wherever it transits, and already 8th house is very psychic, so you can feel so strongly the impulses of others, the feelings of others as well. That's another thing to watch out for. But anyway, thank you so much, Cancers, and write to me what's happening. Come and join me for the foundational course, starting with all about Aries or all about Taurus, whichever one you want to see. And I will see you next month.